Novels, by their very nature, are meant for women and children. They aren't something for so-called clever adults to read with frantic eyes, nor are they meant to be passionately argued over while pounding on a desk. If someone claims a novel made them sit up straight or deeply bow their head, it might make for an amusing story if they were only joking. But if they actually acted that way, one would have to call it the behavior of a madman. Picture a quiet home, where a wife is lost in a novel. Her husband, tying his tie in the mirror before leaving for work, asks, "What's a good book to read these days?" She answers, "Hemingway's For Whom the Bell Tolls was quite beautiful." Buttoning his vest, he asks with a mockingly dismissive tone, "What's the story about?" Flushed, she details the plot, moved to tears by the emotion of her own words. Slipping on his jacket, he mutters, Sounds like a good time." The working man leaves, and later at an evening salon, he confidently declares, "When it comes to recent books, Hemingway's For Whom the Bell Tolls is simply the best." Novels are, in truth, such fleeting, hollow things. Honestly, if they manage to enchant women and children, it's a massive success. And there are countless ways to cast that quiet spell of deception. Some authors feign strict sincerity, while others whisper hints of their own beauty. Some fake a noble pedigree, or parade their empty academic knowledge for all to see. Or they carelessly broadcast their family's deep sorrows without a shred of shame, even though their desperate plea for a woman's sympathy is painfully clear. There are fools known as critics, who place these works on a pedestal, and they use them to make their own living. Isn't it just absurd? Let me leave you with this. Long ago, there was a writer named Baken Takezawa. The tales he wove weren't particularly thrilling to read, but in the preface to his life's magnum opus, Nanso Satomi Hakenden, he wrote, "I would be happy if this merely kept women and children from feeling sleepy. And just to keep them awake, that poor man literally lost his eyesight. Yet he kept going, dictating his words to the bitter end." Isn't that just foolish? As a side note, I once picked up a story called Before the Dawn by Tosin. On a restless, sleepless night, I stayed up until the morning light to read it all. As the heavy fatigue finally set in, I tossed the thick book by my pillow, drifting off into a quiet slumber. I had a dream, and it was a dream that had absolutely nothing, not a single thing, to do with his book. I found out later, it took him 10 whole years to write that story.